And some of you might be listening to this, whoa, I just got started. How could I possibly, live that lifestyle? Well, here's one of the things I'm taking away from this call, Jordan, is that, right now, Jordan pretty much could retire. The analogy that I use is if once you build your bridge, it takes a couple years to build the bridge, but once you do, you can collect those tolls. There is a little bit of maintenance that's required on that bridge. You can't just let it sit there because eventually it'll just fall apart. So you got a little bit of maintenance, but it's throwing off that money. When you decide to go to work is when you're saying, hey, let me go sponsor a few more people, let me change a few more people's lives. That's where I'm going to put in that 90-day push, teach them the basics, let them to repeat, then wean them out. But what you're doing as far as work is concerned, Jordan Adler today, the seven-figure earner, is the exact same work that the brand new person is doing.
Absolutely. I want to be an example to my team. I would never ask a brand new person to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So, in the beginning, I love Facebook for really communicating the dream. In the beginning, when you get your first $500 check, take $50, take your family to dinner, take some pictures at dinner and post it on Facebook and say that tonight, for the first time in a long time, we had dinner and we didn't have to look at the prices on the menu.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? And put it on Facebook. So people go, you know what? Man, every time I look at the menu, I got to look at the prices and worry about how much it's going to cost. I would love to be in network marketing and be able to do that.
Yeah. Or this weekend I didn't have to sell a Saturday so I could make money and be away with my children. This Saturday, I actually gave up a Saturday to be with my children and didn't have to go to work to make that money.
Take them to the water park in the summer, and take pictures and post it on Facebook.
Small victories at first. So it does begin with the end in mind. Here's where we want to end up. And, this is what I love about our faculty at the Mastermind event. I mean, Orrin Woodward, Randy Gage, you, Donna Johnson. We've got some amazing, the lineup is extensive. You can go to mastermindevent.com and see it. But they've achieved it. They've done it without having to have 5 offices around the country or without having an army or without having to work 60-hour weeks. I mean, you look at their lifestyles and it's apparent that the only time that they're actually working is when they want to go open a new leg, when they want to go and help somebody else create and change their lives, which, by the way, is very addictive. We develop systems and we develop people, and the developing people part is very exciting.
It really is. It's fun. That's really what makes it worthwhile. If you think about it, your company, everybody gets access to your product and your company, whatever that product and company is. And so if it were your company or your product or your comp plan that made people successful, then everyone would be successful, right? But it's not. It's when you add you. It's your unique you that will make the difference, whether you become successful or not. It's what you do with you that's going to make the difference. It's your ingenuity, it's your ideas, it's your level of commitment, it's your belief, your knowingness, all those things that make you unique, that allow you to communicate the vision, the dream, in a way that other people go, you know what, I want to be part of this. Not because of your company. Everybody has access to the same company. That's not a differentiator. Everybody has access to the same thing. It's what you add to it that's going to make the difference.
Yeah, your commitment to keeping it as simple as possible and believing that is really what leads you to the end result. And
absolutely.
That's a tough one. Jordan, we've got people registered from Argentina for this event coming to see you and the faculty. We've got people from Australia flying in, and that's a long flight, Australia. I know you've taken it a few times. We've got 13 people from Belgium. We've got Canada, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Israel, Italy. We've got Malaysia, Mexico, Norway, Panama, the Philippines. We got Singapore, South Africa, Sweden, Switzerland, Thailand, the Netherlands, the United Arab Emirates, the United Kingdom, and the United States so far. We've got 23 countries registered for this event. And yet it's still an intimate event. It's not in the thousands of people. It's still an event where you have, the attendees have access to the faculty. They have access to each other. The breaks aren't 4 hours because the event's huge. The economy is tight right now. I don't like talking negatives, but it is. And I know some people are going to say, well, I don't know, $200, $300 ticket, and then I've got to find my way down there and maybe, room up with somebody in rooms. Give me just a short take on, your experience last year at the Mastermind event. And why somebody would say, let me go down there.
I'm talking to all of you as somebody who, this is an uncompensated event. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I want everyone that I meet to be successful in network marketing. And the only reason I'm saying this to you is because I know it will make such a big difference for you. I don't believe, other than your company convention, I don't believe there's anything more valuable that you can participate in no book that you can read, no CDs that you're going to listen to. There's nothing more valuable. And if you think about it, in a traditional business, the kind of money people pay for their education, let's say you want to become an actor or an actress, or you want to become a professional athlete, or you want to become an entertainer, some type of an entertainer, or you want to start a traditional business, the kind of money that's invested in being able to be successful, ranged in the tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a small investment for your future, and there's no better training that you can get. You're going to be around 5, 6, 7 people or more. I don't know how many will be there, Art, but I imagine there'll probably be more that are the top of the game in network marketing, that you'll have an opportunity to, pick their brain and really hear how they did it. And I just don't think there's any better training that you can get.
Well, I agree with you. It's one of the reasons we put these events together. I know last year you won the best photo contest. You had the best stage shot of all the speakers, so that was awesome. One of the questions I'm going to ask because we're going to have panel discussions as well, and you can put this in the back of your mind, is how did you actually connect with the top 3 people in your team? Because I bet the stories are all going to be very unique, and there's a lesson in that. So for those of you that are attending, I think you're going to really enjoy that segment. Jordan, you mentioned we have the Mastermind event packs. These are CD packs. There's 4 of them. One of them is called the Long Distance Pack, which you're on, and Ken Dunn and Randy Gage are on that. We have a Personal Growth Pack, which is 3 CDs, a Creating Culture Pack, which has Orrin Woodward and Donna Johnson on there, and then a Depth and Duplication Pack, which is 6 CDs with Jordan. You've got 2 of them on there. One of them is actually that interview that you and I did over a decade ago.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. And then we did another one when I was in Arizona. Orrin Woodward's on there, Randy Gage, Michael Klaus. Jordan, I know you're on your way driving, and I tell you what, I picked you for this call because there's a lot of, every one of the faculty has certain strengths. When I talk to Ken Dunn, for example, he's just an amazing prospector. He literally talks to 20 people a day. It's an amazing thing to watch. And when somebody does that, they've got a certain competence level in that. So if you want to talk to 5, then the guy talking to 20 can probably give you some advice on that.
Right.
Orrin Woodward, when it comes to leadership and or mentoring, I think he's got an amazing, that's one of his strengths. You've got a number of strengths, but one of them that I've always admired about you, that I always want to be more like you, is that you truly stick to your guns when it says, how do I make sure that as my business grows, my time stays my time? And I hope those of you listening tonight got a few nuggets out of tonight's call. And then no matter how big your group is, take those nuggets and start to apply them right now, because Randy Gage says it's not does it work, does it duplicate? And I think, Jordan, the other part of that is it's not does it work, but is it going to get me to my end result, which is a large organization where I still have my time, where maybe I need 1 assistant and that's it.
Exactly. So Art, just kind of in closing, if somebody emails me with a question after tonight's call, there's a very high likelihood that I might recommend that they go back and read a specific book.
Cool. Well, fantastic. Thank you for being here with us. I look forward to seeing you in Houston. It's going to be an amazing event. We've got brand new people that just joined network marketing attending, but we've also got, I think in the audience, we have people that could be faculty members. There are so many people in that audience that when you're sitting in that audience, you might be sitting next to another $1 million earner who's not speaking from the stage, but they're there to learn, to network, to build relationships as well. So it's going to be fantastic. And I really applaud you, Jordan, for volunteering your time to come down and take 3 days out of your life, which, as many of you have heard, is very important to Jordan, to contribute back to this profession in this way. And to
Thank you, Art.
Train the competition, right?
Great call tonight. I appreciate you having me on as a guest. You're great. You're a great host. And those of you that are out there, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the event if you can make it. And if not, I hope to cross paths with you sometime soon.